This is Sergeant Beast Larson, part 23. Some considerations during a pat search. Got my daughter helping here. I'm not actually going to do a pat search. You've already been taught how to do that many times. But here's some things, some tips that's got me safely through this over the years. Basics. When you're talking to them, if I'm on this side, you always get your hands and feet at disadvantage. Her ankle's a little bit sprained, so she's standing like this. But you want their head turned the other way, okay? If you're the officer doing this, and I watched a video yesterday, don't stand with your hand like this to hold somebody while you're searching. Unless you're incredibly strong, your delt muscle right here can't control people. If you need to have touch contact while you're doing it, and switching, you can see, not like this, turn your hand over. You're pushing, your bench press, your tricep chest muscles are much stronger than your delt. Don't do this and wait for them to come off. Be like this, because then you can push forward and snap at them. Remember the 1-inch punch? Just like that, okay? A lot of times when I search, I grab the wrist like I'm going to do the arm bar. I grab the wrist and I pat down, get my feet, go all the way down. I can reach from here to here. I come over, I switch sides. You can still see this. Grabbing the wrist is a technique, okay? I'm going to explain one more thing, and then we're going to talk about a takedown from here. If another officer is doing this, where do the backup officers go? They stand around over here. Don't be a backup officer standing around with your hands in a pocket. Don't be walking, don't be anything. You know, if they're searching this side and the backup's on this side, don't stand like this. Here's something that I did many times at the prison. They didn't know why until I showed them and put it in a perspective for it. The officer's searching that side, say the left side of a person. I come over, I'm going to grab the wrist and put my hand right here on the elbow. Remember how I told the focus of energy? I'm doing this, and I'm going to instruct that inmate. If you move, you're going head first in the ground. So I'm controlling him. This is what you do, not for everybody, but when they're violent. When you know they're going to be a problem. The back up, get in a position of control, and then just freeze. Or stay right here and hold this one arm and ready to go. When he's done searching, you switch real quick. Now, what's the rules of searching in a prison? You have backup. You never search alone. If you're outside, on the walk, you have everybody pass by, get them a far and safe distance away. Then you pat search while you have a backup person, at least one. Even if you're on a CERT team, don't do this by yourself. Don't set yourself up for this one-on-one. There's some talented people out there. There's also some very motivated lifers in prison that want to fight. So think about this as a backup, controlling this. Think about this during a search instead of this. Here's another one. They have a belt. She doesn't have a belt on here with these shorts. When you're searching, you're going to grab that belt. You're going to shake the pants to make sure nothing falls out, no weapons, especially in prison. You don't want weapons falling out. But you also have to carefully search the top of their waistband. So while they're by against the wall, grab that belt and check it. Shake it a little bit. Make sure nothing's coming out. Keep your hand on here for control. So if the other officer is searching, you have your hand over here, grab the belt. This is a good position, or the elbow. But from here, if things are going to go, I can jerk and spin and control and go down from here. That's my point. Think ahead. Think 2 steps ahead. If I put the person on a wall and I'm searching them and something goes wrong, what do I do? Well, here's a couple things you can do. Takedowns from the wall. Consider this. The hands right here. You go straight for the arm bar. You're going to step and turn. I'm not going to do this because I don't want to throw her on the floor. I'm stepping out of the way. See, I got my wrist. Focus the energy above the elbow. As I spin, she's going with me. You tell them not to come off the wall. Don't come off the wall. Don't come off the wall. You're becoming aggressive. This is one of my favorite things. You remember, I got to fix the hoodie here. Okay, let's look up about right. Yeah, I need to see your head right there. In the stunning techniques, you remember the Gerber slap. So I got somebody on the wall and pat them down. They're trying to turn and come at me. This is my favorite thing to do. Gerber slap is right here. Slap them real hard. Their head is going to hit the wall. From there, I'm coming up under. It's called a shoulder pin. I'm pinning this shoulder against this head like this. From here, I pivot and go backwards. You okay? Mm-hmm. I'm going to go backwards and throw them down. Let me explain that again, the shoulder pin. You'll sleeper hold when you put your hand around like this. Put them to sleep. You know, wrap them up like you're wrestling. The shoulder pin uses the one arm against that. So I'm doing something, things are getting out of hand. They become aggressive towards me. Slap. As I slap, her head's going to hit the wall. The inmate's head, I'm saying her. The inmate's head hits the wall. Step in underneath the shoulder, grab the head and arm, and go backwards. When you hit the ground, you're squeezing. You're going to start to slowly put them to sleep. From the ground, you can get some knee strikes, maybe reach out and grab the wrist into a wrist lock, but you've got them on the ground. And you got a backup officer, right? So you can do this. You got someone to protect you. Here's another option besides the arm bar, besides that shoulder pin and spin. See how her feet are? I'm not going to kick her feet, but normally the feet would be much farther apart like this. You got your foot hooked in here. If you think they're getting ready to get bad, step up, put your foot in here, grab this, and you're going to hip toss them. Everybody knows what a hip toss is. Everybody knows that basic. It's like putting the arm, put your arms down, stand up straight for a second. If I were to come up right behind her like this and spin, throw them on the ground. So here's some options. And I watched people 4 years at the prison, put your arms back up, 4 years at the prison not control people in a pat search on the wall and not be able to take and put them on the ground. Don't reach and grab and struggle. This is not a wrestling match. It's you snatch and you throw. You have control. Arm bar, Gerber slap, come up, shoulder pin, and as you get that shoulder pin, your hips are already turning, and you step forward and throw. Think about those. Practice those with somebody. They're very simple. Hook the feet, or take your foot on the inside where your foot's in between the feet. When you got the wrist, slide your foot over and just slip that foot right out from underneath of them. Then they're going to do the splits and fall down. That's an option. So think about that. Next time you've got somebody against the wall, think about the options you have. Stunning techniques, remember from here, if I'm holding right here and they're searching, pow, right there, pow. I have my own sound effects. Brachial stun is right there. Radial is right here. I'm holding, don't come off the wall, don't come off the wall. They come off the wall, you hit karate chop right here in the forearm, hit that nerve. Guess what else is right here? Common peroneal strike. Everybody knows this. I'm set up for this, I'm in this position. This knee can come right here, this knee can come right up to the midsection. Low abdomen shot right there. You've got things you can do from here. I don't recommend a headbutt, but when I'm in here and I'm close and people are turning to move and they need to, I might headbutt them in the shoulder because that's going to really knock them off balance. What this is thinking. I'm thinking plan A, B, C, D, and E. If I get to plan F, it's bad. Don't get that far. This will give you some ideas. Try this, practice this. Think about controlling the wrist and the elbow. Think about what I was doing, your position from left and right. Just don't stand and do this. All right, thanks for watching. See you soon.